What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Since we're pretty much done with this Fireball Stella over here, I figured we'd do something different in this video today, and that is to assemble vintage Vespa transmissions. Alright, here I have a brand new EFL transmission for a large frame, and then we have a small frame transmission. This is something I would have really appreciated if somebody made a video just explaining how to do this. I've had to learn the hard way, stacking gears wrong, things like that, and having to take a case apart again to correct it. So yeah, hopefully this video will help you if you decide to do this job. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's start with a small frame transmission. The reason why you would do this is if you have a worn out cruciform, this is what you have to do. While you're at it, you should replace the two detent balls and the spring. So first off, you're going to start with putting a detent ball into the hole inside the lay shaft like that, and then I have the tools for it, but I could do this without it. But one tool goes there to hold that ball in, and then turn it around, put the spring in, and this other ball goes on this side. And I'm really not sure if I'm using this tool right, but this is how I've done it, and it's worked for me. So all right, so you got that. You kind of holding the spring and the balls into the lay shaft, and once you got that, you slide the cruciform. Come on. Okay. Slide the cruciform onto the lay shaft, and those balls actually go into those little notches, and that's what actually holds it into gear, whatever gear you choose. So once that's in there, I'm gonna point the lay shaft back up. You're gonna put a shim in like this, snap ring. Get yourself a nice pair of snap ring pliers like this. Okay, just like that. So now it's ready to have the gear stacked. Okay, I'm gonna do a different camera angle so you can see better. Okay, so to stack gears in a small frame lay shaft, all right, it's different from a large frame. You actually start with a bigger gear. So bigger gear, and it's always the taller side, and the gear faces up, okay, or out if you're looking at the case. So this is first gear. There's this one side is taller than the other side, so I'm gonna have the taller side facing up. Okay, this is second gear, same thing. There is a taller side on this gear. It's a little tiny lip that's taller. So again, face up. Third gear, same thing. There is a taller side, so that faces up. And fourth gear, same thing. There is a taller side, and that faces up. So once it's all assembled, it looks something like this. Come on. Like that. Okay. Neutral is between first and second in here. And if you look in here, there's a space under the teeth and also a space above the teeth. All right, so that's where neutral will sit. And if I push the cruciform up to the neutral position, which is that, I should be able to spin the gears around. See, I was not actually catching the lay shaft. That's neutral. Okay, once that's all done, you put the shim on the other side, and then snap ring. There you go. Small frame transmission assembled. Now, these are new gears. So on the later gears, I think it's after a certain VIN number, the cruciform changes. So since these are new gears, and you need to use the new cruciform, so the difference is the ET3 cruciform and also the Primavera cruciform. So if you have older gears, you'll use the Primavera cruciform. Later models use the ET3. I've made that mistake many times as well. So yeah, make sure you get the right cruciform for the gears that you have. All right, so that's done. Okay, let's move on to the large frame transmission. Like I said, this is a brand new EFL transmission, so it's going to be a little different from your, say, P200. Main difference is there's a snap ring on the bottom of this lay shaft. On a P200, there's no snap ring. It's just built into the lay shaft. So I've already put the snap ring on the bottom, and now we can clamp it onto the vise. All right, so let's get that. Okay, so once it's clamped in the vise, first thing you do is drop a shim in. Okay, I'll explain the shimming stuff later. First thing is a shim. Make sure it goes all the way to the bottom. Okay. Next, we're going to install the cruciform. So the cruciform goes in and turns on this little notch in the lay shaft. Okay, like this. It turns and then it lays down like that. Okay. Next up, I'm going to install the shifter shaft or rod, whatever you want to call this thing. When you put this, is actually counterclockwise to tighten. Like that, okay? I'm not going to fully assemble it. Usually I put Loctite in there before I tighten it. Alright, so, like I said, the gears are reversed from a small frame. Okay, you see the small frame, it's the smaller gear on the top, bigger gear on the bottom. Alright? So on a large frame, you start with the smaller gear. So same rules apply. The taller side of the gear will face up or out if you're staring at the case. Okay? So tall side of the gear, this is fourth gear. Okay, this is third gear. Look at third gear, this side's taller, so I'll face out, up or out. Okay, this is second gear, same thing. This side's taller, so I'll face up or out. Now first gear, there's no taller side of the gear, okay? So you have to pay attention to the teeth inside. So on this side of the teeth, there's no space. On this side of the teeth, there is. So you want to point the no space side up, okay? Because between this gear and this gear is neutral. All right, this is first gear, this is second gear. Also second gear, there's a space here by the teeth. So again, no space above the teeth, face up. Put that on, and then you'll see that if I move it all the way up to between these two gears, that's the neutral spot. Okay, and then you pull up to go in first gear, then drop down past neutral to go second, third, fourth. All right, just like that. So once that's in there, next thing you want to do is put the other shim on, just like that, and then a snap ring. Okay. There you go, done. It should look something like that when it's done. Okay. Like I said, large frame is reverse from small frame. See the difference? All right. So yeah, I hope that's been helpful. Again, something I would have killed for when I started. So yeah, hopefully this will help you when you go and change your cruciform or whatever you got to do to the transmission. Okay, another notable difference is that on the P200 lay shaft, there's no shim on the bottom. The EFL does, okay? You get your snap ring, and then you get your shim, and then you stack the gear, okay? So, as far as the shimming stuff, rules apply on both small and large frame. The gap between the snap ring and the shim on the top is between 0.15 to 0.40 millimeters, or 0.6 thou or 0.16 thou in imperial. Okay, so once you're done, you know, assembling everything, it's a good idea to check that and make sure it's still in spec. If it's not, you have to change the shims to get it in spec. So yeah, those are the other things you got to keep in mind. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope this is helpful. Again, I would have killed for something like this when I first started. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all next time. Have a happy new year.